conference from all the other conferences? What really is at stake here?
What is at stake is a realization that the political transition has delivered very much in terms of bringing the institutions of democracy. But in the midst of global economic crisis, it has exposed the deficit in terms of economic transformation, which would change the legacy of colonialism and apartheid. So that is the main thing that is a challenge in this conference. And much of it has been exposed by the global economic crisis, which made the problem of inequality, of unemployment, as well as all other social ills to be more acute in the country.
What do you think the top issues are going to be? I mean, in my introduction, I threw issues out like nationalization of mines, land reform, discipline, amongst many other things. But what, in your opinion, is going to top the agenda?
I do think that focus on economic and social transformation is going to be key, but the mistake would be made if the issue of organizational renewal was not put at the helm, because even if you have a very good looking document coming out of the policy conference, if the cadres and the character of the ANC members has not been transformed to be agents to carry that one out, it will fail and remain like a good document whose intention was good but could not be implemented.
Looking at the importance of next week, how critical are these decisions taken, and especially in the build-up to Mangaung?
They are critical in a sense because ANC is a dominant party, and whatever happens within the political party immediately translates into a national policy. So it's not just a party internal exercise. It's that which will impact on its alliance partners, which will impact on the society at large. But it may also determine the trajectory of the country for 10, 20 years to come.
Now, I know that the ANC Youth League have been very, very vocal on land reform and nationalization of mines, and we see them in the newspaper now, just to quote the deputy president of the ANC Youth League saying white South Africans should volunteer to give up what they have to be able to assist the nation. And these are just some issues that are of vital importance to them. Do you think they stand a chance to have their voices heard on these matters?
Well, much to their credit, though they may not necessarily have a direct influence on the process, I do think that by coming with extreme positions, some of which may not be immediately practical, they have energized the debate and the focus on economic issues. And also the labor union has been quite consistent in raising some of these issues, the SACP. So all those concerns, I do think that reflect on the document itself, which talks of second transition, a tacit admission that the first 2 decades have not delivered in the main on the deep structural and systemic historic issues.
Yeah. There's so many issues to discuss, but I think another one, because it's been in the news this week, some party members calling for President Zuma to pay for his wife's expenses. Would you say it is a genuine concern, or is this really just a part of the battle towards Mangaung?
I do think that in the main, given the major economic and social issues that we're facing, that becomes minor. But of course, if you combine the policy conference and it comes within 6 months before the elective conference on a year where you have such contestations, such a jab at the president is most likely to happen and increase on a scale. But in the main, I do think that ANC would have to consider in future whether you need to have a policy conference so close to the elective conference, because the issue of personalities and candidates tend to cloud a focus on policy matters.
All right, Somadoda Fikeni, it's always a pleasure talking to you. Political analyst joining us from our Pretoria Hatfield studios, talking to